Welcome to V News, and here come today's headlines.
National Assembly Chairman meets German and Irish diplomats. Vietnam-US Agent Orange Dialogue Group makes field trip to Dong Nai Province. Hoa strives for first Vietnamese eco-town under United Nations plan. Japan's financial groups expand business in Southeast Asia.
National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng hosted farewell receptions for outgoing German and Irish ambassadors in Hanoi on August 17.
At the meeting with the German ambassador Rolf Sunz, Chairman Hùng said he was delighted that cooperation between Vietnam and Germany has been growing with the implementation of projects in various fields, especially education and training, as well as culture. He affirmed Vietnam was ready to cooperate with Germany in politics, diplomacy, defense, security, education and training, trade and investment. Ambassador Rolf Sunz told the Vietnamese leader that nearly 200 German enterprises are operating in Vietnam and they need more favorable conditions from the Vietnamese government for their business. Seeing Irish Ambassador Maeve Collins the same day, Chairman Hùng stated that Vietnam always places great value on the friendship and wide-ranging cooperation with Ireland. He encouraged the ambassador to make further contributions to the Vietnam-Ireland friendship, creating favorable conditions to support Vietnam in increasing cooperation with the European Union. Ambassador Maeve Collins said the Irish Parliament paid special attention to the region and wished to develop cooperation with Asia, particularly Vietnam. She told Chairman Hùng that her country will soon launch a program to support socio-economic development in remote and especially disadvantaged localities in Vietnam.
34 out of over 160 projects of the Vietnam Anti-Corruption Initiative 2011 program were honored at an award ceremony in Hanoi on August 17. These projects are expected to help curb corruption and increase transparency in Vietnam.
Total awards worth 9.2 billion Vietnam dong will be used to cover all costs during the implementation of these projects in Vietnamese localities. The program this year had a theme strengthening public integrity and enforcement of laws for effective anti-corruption. Initiatives sent to the program propose measures to prevent and combat corruption in the fields of healthcare, education, administration and recruitment. The program is jointly held by the Vietnamese Government Inspectorate and the World Bank.
The Vietnam-US Dialogue Group on Agent Orange dioxin made a field trip to the heavily Agent Orange contaminated province of Dong Nai in the south on August 17. The trip is part of a survey for a project to build centers on reproductive health and rehabilitation for Agent Orange victims.
The Vietnam-US Dialogue Group on Agent Orange dioxin is seeking funding for the construction of a reproductive health consultancy center and a rehabilitation center for Agent Orange dioxin victims in Định Quán district. Members of the group will help train doctors and medical workers working for these centers, especially counseling skills and treatment services for Agent Orange dioxin victims. The group handed over 700 million Vietnam dong donated by businesses and organizations to Dong Nai's Association of Agent Orange dioxin victims.
General Secretary of the Mexican Labor Party, Alberto Anaya Gutierrez, has presented 120 wheelchairs to Hoàng Bình Quân, head of the Communist Party of Vietnam's Central Committee Commission for External Relations during the latter's visit to Mexico. The wheelchairs will be delivered to Agent Orange dioxin victims.
Senator Anaya reiterated his support for the Vietnam Association of Victims of Agent Orange dioxin in demanding U.S. chemical suppliers to take responsibility for devastating health and environmental consequences the toxic chemical caused to Vietnamese people. All Earlier, the Mexico-Vietnam Friendship Parliamentarians Group expressed its solidarity and support for Vietnamese Agent Orange dioxin victims in their fight for justice. The group agreed to include the Agent Orange issue in the agenda of the Mexican House of Representatives and proposed Mexico City to consider building a monument and organizing a photo exhibition featuring the Agent Orange disaster.
Hoi An City, the World Heritage located in central Quảng Nam province, is embarking on a project to promote green tourism and green industry in a bid to become the first eco-town in Vietnam.
The project was launched on August 16 and ran by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. It will work alongside business and government agencies to promote green practices within the city. Towards the purpose set forth at the beginning, the project will help Hoi An City carry out green activities in small and medium enterprises and focus on the energy and environmental aspects of tourism and craft industries. In the first 7 months of this year, the World Heritage Site of Hoi An City received more than 750,000 tourists, fulfilling 75% of its set target for the whole year.
The German insurer Talang Group has become a strategic partner of Vietnamese insurer PVI Holdings after successfully reaching a deal acquiring a 25% stake in PVI on August 17.
At a value of $93 million, the stake equates to 36,000 Vietnam dong, $1.7 per share. When the deal is completed, PVI will increase its charter capital to 2 trillion Vietnam dong from the current 1.6 trillion Vietnam dong. PVI Holdings now make up 24% of the share of Vietnam's non-life insurance and the largest provider of the service. Talang is now the second largest shareholder of the PVI Holdings after Petro Vietnam and the only shareholder in the insurance field.
Wooden products are currently one of the major hard currency generators of Vietnam. However, this commodity is still facing existing and emerging challenges.
According to the General Secretary of the Vietnam Timber and Forest Product Association, Nguyen Tôn Quyền, large dependence on imported materials and shortage of skilled workers remain major hindrance to the growth of the wooden furniture industry. Quyền referred to other countries' new regulation on wooden products as new barrier to the industry. Wooden product makers are currently dealing with various trade barriers. The latest we have to cope is the U.S. issuance of new legislation on copyright information technology and software products. We see it as a potential barrier to our business, as designing products on computer is now an essential part of our production process. Another hurdle I want to mention here is the regulation on chemicals to be used in wooden products. The regulation names up to 200 kinds of chemicals to be banned from the making. I want to take the level of lead in paint used for wooden products as example. The acceptable level of lead in paint used for wooden products must be under 1%. So if the level is found to be higher, fine will be imposed. Experts advise wooden item makers to constantly update information on new laws and regulation on wooden products and not to focus only on the United States market, which currently accounts for 34% of Vietnam's total woodwork export. Vietnam mainly exports wooden products to the United States, China, Japan, Germany, and the United Kingdom. In the first 7 months of this year, wooden items brought home over $2 billion. The Vietnam Timber and Forest Product Association predicted that the export will reach $4.1 billion by the end of this year, an increase of 24% over last year.
Japan's financial groups are heading to Southeast Asian markets due to the difficulties in their local market.
Mizuho Financial Group plans to engage in supplying monetary services to individuals in Vietnam and Malaysia. The lender will spend 4 billion yen to obtain a 51% stake in Balimor Finance Company of Indonesia. Mizuho has previously involved in capital lending services for legal entities in China and India. Mizuho's rival Mitsubishi Tokyo Bank launched its retail banking services for wealthy people in Hong Kong last year, while Sumitomo Bank has started supplying loans to individuals in Vietnam.
And that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in and goodbye.